Yo, what's going on, bros? This is your boy Flying All High, and we finally got our long-awaited update for the MCU Phase 4, and it will be bringing lots of interesting characters and will vastly increase the MCU. First one we will be getting is the Black Widow, and that one has been rumored for ages now, and we'll finally get solo movie for one of our OG Avengers, the Black Widow, baby. And that one is coming May 1st. I was very upset when they introduced the Captain Marvel solo movie and we still didn't have one for Black Widow, so I'm happy we're finally getting it. Even though, spoiler alert, she's dead in our main timeline. So, we still don't know what the implications of the Captain America returning the Soul Stone to its rightful place means for the Black Widow, so like, or anyone to that matter. So like, does that mean she's gonna come back to life or not? So we still don't know that. Hence, we can't speculate about that one as of yet. So it's most likely gonna be the some sort of background story, and probably gonna be about the whole Budapest, which they mentioned in the Avengers one. And she met with Hawkeye and all. So I'm still just very, very happy that she's finally getting her solo movie. So it doesn't matter what it's going to be about. I'm just very happy for her. So the next title we got is The Eternals, to be released in November 2020. We have some of the cast introduced already, and it seems like a very cool group of people, and the Eternal story in itself should be great as it technically introduces mutants to the MCU. However, I still don't know how they will fit in the mutants unless it's gonna be some sort of the multiverse action. Eternals were part of the experimentation of the Celestials, where they came to Earth and experimented on humans, and they created these different groups of species amongst us, like excluding humans. So the first one we had the Eternals, who are like angels, and like gods. So yeah, we have them who got like all these like super amazing superpowers and abilities. And Eternals have always been part of our universe, but they don't care about humans and tend to keep to themselves. So I'm really looking forward to what they will be introducing there. They also created the Deviants, who were genetically unstable and were basically monsters. And we also got the mutants. So the mutants, their genes were modified in a way where they would evolve over years. And we started seeing the first mutants with the villain Apocalypse, the immortal mutant, during the ancient Egypt ages. So yeah, that's it's kind of like introducing all this like three different species to the MCU. And also the Eternals themselves have also done some experimenting on humans, which resulted in Inhumans, so we also get our introduction to Inhumans. The story would probably revolve around the aftermath of the civil war between the Eternals, and probably include the attack of the Deviants on Celestials. But there's also the whole thing about Titan, the planet where Thanos comes from. So basically, there's like after the whole civil war, the one of the group that lost the war ends up going to Uranus, and then they some of them try going to back to Earth, and they get attacked by Kree warships and so on and so on, and they basically end up in Titan, and yeah, and then there's a whole there's kind of like a massacre that happens in Titan, and everyone dies apart from one woman, and I forgot the Eternals' name, but the new leader of the Eternals ends up liking that woman, and over time they repopulate the planet. So that's also like the story of Thanos, Thanos' planet, and we might get some sort of background story on that one as well. So the next title we have is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So we finally get the Mandarin, the real one. As you all remember, in the Iron Man 2, there was the whole backstory about Mandarin and him manipulating everything to to have the downfall of the Iron Man and Tony Stark. But then we find out that he was a fake all along. So I'm very happy that they're finally going to be introducing Mandarin, but at the same time, it's kind of a shame that he's not fighting against Iron Man, as in the comics he's like one of the biggest villains for Iron Man. But we'll be getting our first Asian superhero, so as an Asian myself, I'm glad about the path they chose. So, alright, we also get WandaVision Disney Plus series, and it seems like the story will somehow tie into Doctor Strange movie, the second one. So I assume Shuri managed to install the mind of Vision to a new body or something of sorts. As you remember, in the Infinity War, Thanos killed Vision. But Shuri managed to gather all of Vision's data, I think. Maybe most of it. I don't exactly remember. But yeah, Shuri managed to get all the data. So, and they were planning to bring him back to life using all the data that they got from him. But what I'm wondering is, Vision was getting his powers from the Mind Stone. So is he gonna be like, how powerful is he gonna be, and how useful he's gonna be to the future of the MCU? Like Wanda, I kind of she's one of the most powerful amongst the Avengers. So I can kind of see where they can fit her in, but like when it comes to Vision, unless they make some sort of mechanized version of him, thanks to Tony Stark's and Wakanda's technology, then I really don't know where they're going to be taking Vision from there. But I've personally never been too interested in him, so I'm pretty sure there's like lots of you guys who know the whole story of Vision and everything, and boy, oh boy, we will finally be getting the multiverse in MCU. In the second Doctor Strange movie, the Multiverse of Madness. Apparently it's going to be horror-ish movie, as the name suggests. However, considering it's MCU, I think they will still keep it at PG-13. But I would be happy with some R-rated Doctor Strange movie, considering like all the villains that Doctor Strange had throughout the multiverse. It would be insane to get some R-rated Doctor Strange. But nevertheless, I'm very excited to finally get the multiverse. As you'll know, the whole Far From Home spoilers, Spider-Man. The whole multiverse thing in the Far From Home is a sham. It's like there is like Mysterio is not from a different timeline or different universe or anything. It's all just like bullocks. So yeah, I'm glad they're finally going to be introducing the multiverse, as it's going to be taking us like to lots of different places. All right, so in spring of 2021, we'll be getting the Loki series in Disney Plus, and it will be following the aftermath of his scene in the Endgame where he takes the Tesseract and vanishes. So we'll be getting lots of fun Loki moments, and you can't say no to that. It's fun. And also we'll be getting the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, which is, as the name suggests, it will be following our new Captain America, Captain Falcon, and the Winter Soldier. It seems like they'll be facing one of the Captain America's enemies, Baron Zemo. He was the mastermind behind the Civil War. But for me personally, it is kind of upsetting that they're going to be. Well, I guess in a sense, like it makes sense because it's the first season, so they are still in the shadow of the Captain America, so they have to kind of prove themselves that they are worthy of the title they're worthy of that shield. So it kind of makes sense that they have to face against one of Captain America's villains. But I would be more happy if they had the someone new, like a new villain from the comics. And the last title, and I say title because there are like two other movies in the first part of the Phase 4 where they're still untitled. So the last title we'll get in the first half of the Phase 4 is Thor 4 Love and Thunder. And honestly, I have no idea where they're going to be taking this story. If it's going to, like, see the thing, right? So what we know about Thor now is that he ended up being part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So, you know, they're going to be going to space. And, you know, we're getting our Asgardians of the Galaxy. However, if the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie comes before Thor 4, it would lead Thor 4 to being in whatever scenario that he's going to end up in, and, you know, that would explain where this whole story going to go for the Thor movie. But if it's after the Thor 4 movie, then I seriously have no idea where they're going to take this movie. But so some other great news is that they've also mentioned that they're going to be introducing the Fantastic Four to the MCU, and it's a shame that, you know, like all the Fantastic Four movies up until now, they are kind of bad. Like they're pretty bad. I mean, as a kid, I still enjoyed them when watching them, but like they are pretty bad. But Fantastic Four brings Doom, and Doom is one of the best villains in the MCU and in the comics in general. Like in the comics, not MCU, because like he hasn't been introduced yet, but he's one of the best villains in the comics, right? So I'm very excited to have him, and with the writing capabilities of the Marvel team, I'm just really excited to get Doom here, and hopefully they're not gonna mess up the whole Fantastic Four and Doom movie. However, so the exciting part about Doom is that we might also be getting the Beyonders. If you have watched the 80s or 90s Spider-Man cartoons, they introduced the multiverse, and the Beyonder basically comes to Spider-Man, and he tells him that he created this world where he gathered all the villains, and he's gathering all the heroes and putting them in this world to see which one is good, like whether it's the heroes wins, which would mean the good is good, or the evil part, the evil wins, the villains win, and, you know, like whether like evil is better than good. And in that world, Doom is the king of that world, and he's like, you know, the one that rules over the whole that world. And he's also trying kind of like, you know, there's like the whole background thingy going with Doom, where he's actually trying to get the power from the Beyonder and actually, you know, kind of like have a power similar to Beyonder and everything. But the part that makes me excited is just seeing that, you know, like that kind of like, you know, all the heroes and all the villains like in the same field, just like the one you get in the end game, where the Doctor Strange just like opens all these gates, and just like all these heroes and like all these like, you know, supporters and everything, like they just like walk in through the gates, and they're like, like, and like Captain America goes like, Avengers assemble. So I'm really excited to get those kind of like vibes from that from like, you know, the Secret Wars. So we're most likely going to be getting either Spider-Man the Secret Wars, or we're going to get Avengers Secret Wars. But then the Fantastic Four also introduces Silver Surfer, and as everyone knows, I'm pretty sure everyone knows, the Silver Surfer was created by Galactus. So we might finally be getting the Galactus in our story. And I mean, the whole idea of Galactus in the MCU is exciting because of how strong Galactus actually is. So as of right now, I have no idea how, like with all the heroes that have been introduced so far, I have no idea how they're gonna be able to get rid of Galactus and beat Galactus or anything. But like that's the exciting part of it. That they're gonna be introducing lots of new OP superheroes. And we're probably gonna get like the last Avenger movie, as in like the Avengers versus Galactus, or something of that sort. And yeah, I'm really excited about that one. Yeah, that's all I've got for you guys now. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please do subscribe and like the video if you like the video. Dislike it if you didn't like the video. And yeah, just leave your comments down below, like your ideas about where you want to see the where you want to see the MCU going, and everything that you want to see in the future of the MCU. And with that being said, though, Flying All High is out of here. Peace.